YouTube, welcome back to CraigCloudITPro. Hey, it's been a roller coaster, guys. I've just hit over 150 subs. I know it doesn't sound a lot, but it means a lot to me. So thank you so much for the support and the appreciation, the likes and the subs. In this video, I'll be showing you how to detect Azure Backup data destruction. So grab your coffee or your whiskey, because you know it's going to get pretty damn juicy. Also, drop a comment and a like down below if you want to see some different content for the next videos. Detecting data destruction. So, adversaries may destroy data, virtual machines, files, and backups within a network to disrupt availability to systems, services, and network resources. So, data destruction is likely to render stored data irrecoverable by forensic techniques. So having data backups provides a significant response and control to data destruction by enabling the restoration of that data from a backup. For the case of the cloud, like Azure Backup for virtual machines is predominantly the chosen choice. There are multiple things you can back up, like on-premise files, folders using the Mars Recovery Services agent, along with the obvious Azure VM backups, and also file shares, SQL Server VMs, etc. So the process would be, if you deployed a virtual machine, you would enable backup through the Recovery Services Vault. Pretty straightforward. So that VM data within that vault is then protected inside a container within the Recovery Services Vault. The issue here is who's watching the backup vaults. So if we have a scenario where an adversary manages to gain credential access to a subscription and they carry out a process to destructively destroy production virtual machines, but they also know that the production VMs had backups, which obviously contained all the data for those virtual machines. So once the backup data has been deleted inside the protective container in a recovery services vault, then it's kind of gone. But obviously, thankfully, Azure Backup gives you a 14-day grace period in which you can restore the VM if it does get deleted accidentally or maliciously. There obviously still needs to be a high level of security control in place. We need to firstly make sure our VMs are being backed up. Secondly, we need to make sure we have some kind of detection in place for when there is any kind of manipulation on the containers inside our recovery services vault. So like when backups have been forcefully stopped or disabled. Thirdly, we need to detect on any operations that happen for deleted protected items. So we've now got our scenario. Let's get into the Azure dashboard and start doing some stuff. So we're in the dashboard. We're now Recovery Services Vault. I'm just going to go down to backup items here. You can see we've got two backup items. So I'm just going to click back to backup items. And then the top one for this, I'm just going to click the ellipsis. And then I'm going to click stop backup. Now it'll take me to this next page. Now, there's two options in the drop down. There's retain backup data or delete backup data. So we're going to go for delete backup data, and obviously it flashes here saying you must fill in the name of this to confirm deletion. So obviously this is DC01, the name. I'm going to pop it in here, and then the reason I'm just going to click other, and then I'm just going to put this was malicious. I think that's how you spell it. And I'm going to click stop backup, and this will stop the backup and actually delete the data inside the container. But as I mentioned, there is a 14-day grace period in which you can actually recover that deleted data. So I'm just going to X out of here. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to let that run for a little bit until it actually stops the process. So that's not done. I'm going to now X out of here. I'm going to actually click OK, and then I'm going to click refresh. Okay, so now I can see that the last backup status is warning, backup disabled, and then we have a, looks like a stop right here. So if we click the ellipsis here, Obviously it's not updated yet, but you can still see the options. So I'm just going to go back onto the Vault, and then I'm going to go to the activity log here. So I actually had to pause the video for a second to go help my daughter. So this is why it says 27 minutes ago. But if we open this up here, okay, within our activity log, we can see that we have a summary, a description initiated by, obviously that's Microsoft Recovery Services. And this is actually initiated by me. So if we go into the JSON, we can actually see a whole array of information here. Now what we're obviously focusing on more is the administrative task, the fact that the container is in fact deleted, the resource group, and the value that is accepted with the HTTP status code is 202. So what we're going to do now is go over to our Sentinel dashboard. I'm going to start putting this query together to detect this acceptance for deletion. Okay, so we're now on our Sentinel dashboard. Firstly, we know that our data source is Azure Activity. Next, I just want to project away the caller IP address because that's my IP, even though I can change it, but you know, don't want you guys hacking me. So next, we need to go for where, and then we need to search for resource provider value. Now this is going to be an explicit one, so this is going to be all caps. I just hit tab by accident, so it'll be Microsoft.recovery. Hang on, Microsoft.recovery services. Microsoft.recovery services, and we're gonna go and then operation name value contains the word delete. Doesn't have to be case sensitive. Let's just hit this. Okay, so we've got 5 results. Is that? Yeah, 5 results. I really can't count. Okay, so let's just drill down into one. So we have this. We have that caller. Okay, so basically we want to get rid of any caller that has Microsoft.services. So to filter our search down, we're going to go where caller does not equals, and then we're going to go Microsoft, again case sensitive, .recovery services. So this should filter our results down just a little bit. There we go, we've got 3 now. And now, remember when we went onto the activity page, okay, so it was all in JSON format. So in previous queries, you've done like parse XML. So here we're going to go parse underscore, and then we're going to go JSON. And then we're going to hit properties in here. And then it's going to be another closed bracket. We're going to go and go activity, and then it's substatus value, and then equals, and then accepted. Okay, because obviously we want to see that HTTP error code, not error code, HTTP accepted code for 202. So now I'm going to hit this, and excellent, we get 1 result. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. So this is basically my action now, that I went on there and actually, you know, deleted this container. But we need to kind of format this query a bit more, because this result is kind of gibberish. So next we need to now parse where, parse JSON again, underscore JSON, and then, and then we're going to go authorization, and then we're going to close this bracket, and we're going to go action, and then has, and then it's going to be Microsoft.recovery services, and then we're going to go /vaults /backup fabrics /protection containers. I should have just copy and pasted this in. Protected items, and then /delete. I hope that works. Excellent. Okay, so that's now brought our authorization in, and it's passed that JSON nicely. Okay, so the next part, we actually need to create a new column. So we're going to do the extend here, and then we're going to call this, VM, because we want to know which, VM resource this is. So we're going to have a split property here, and then we're going to go properties D, and then it's going to be dot resource, and then we're going to do a comma and then semicolon, because that's how they're split. So if I just show you just down here, properties D, so here we go. So we have the substatus, okay. So here, this is what we're looking for right here. So the resource. So we're trying to split these up, and because they contain obviously semicolons after each one, it will be easier for us to split. Okay, so once we hit this, nice, we now have a column with a VM. So now we need to do a move expand and actually move this VM into its own column. So if we just do this, this is going to split all the other properties out. So the next part which we're going to do is going to be kind of excluding and including different properties for my virtual machine. So depending on your naming convention, you should have a standard that follows a practice. So for mine, obviously this is a test. So I know that my VM has the name DC01, and I know it's called that. But obviously you'll need to fit your analytics accordingly to include or exclude various properties. So once we've done our move, we now need to do another where. I'm going to go VM, and then we're going to go does not equals, and then we're going to get rid of where VM does not, oh my days, does not contains, and then we're going to have RG. So that should get rid of the resource group one. Okay, that's fine. And then we're going to go and VM, and then does not contains, and then we're going to say vault, because that's going to get rid of the vault. Excellent. And then the same again, and VM does not contains. Actually, if we did a equals and got this, let's go does not equal instead of contains. Let's try that bad boy. Beautiful. And then finally we know that, so that's kind of a duplicate property, and VM does not, does not contains, and then we're going to go, we'll just type VM for now. Okay, and now we're left with a single property. So here we can actually, project, the time generated. That's the wrong one. Time generated, we can project the VM, category value, the caller, etc. So we're going to actually see, who actually, oops, what's happened here then? Oh yeah, there we go. It's case sensitive, guys. So we can see that, it's me, I've done this. Obviously you want the information for it as well, what's actually happened, authorization. So you can actually start building your query to see, you can actually start detecting your query now for detecting backup for data destruction. Thanks for watching the video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't, well, that's just fine. Please subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your nan. Cheers.